We're here with Earl Barban, spotter of the number 48 car in the NASCAR Cup Series. Earl, man, thanks for joining.
Hey, peace, man. I certainly appreciate you inviting me, Andrew. It's a pleasure. Definitely excited that I've seen you throughout the year and got to listen to your interviews, and I'm really happy that you. I don't know. Did you get forced to interview me, or was this a choice?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely didn't want to talk to you. What are you talking about? No, of course, Earl. I wanted to catch up with you. Before we get talking to Jimmie, this is your first Zoom. This is an honor.
It is. This is my first time ever. I downloaded it. I definitely had to ask somebody younger than 25 how to do this. So that's the advantage of being old. You can ask young people to help you.
Yes, exactly. Well, Earl, this weekend, Jimmie Johnson is taking the last trip around the track in the NASCAR Cup Series car, and I know you've spent a lot of time with Jimmie over the years. I want to go first back to your first race with Jimmie Johnson, the 2006 Daytona 500, one that you won. What was that like? I mean, going in with your first race with Jimmie and ended up winning one of the biggest races of the year.
Well, again, it was very exciting. I'd been racing from about 1988 on in the Cup Garage since end of 90. So to wait till 2006 to have a Daytona 500 win was very, very special. That doesn't take away from all the other wins prior to that, but it was a really special day. Going from not knowing if you were going to work again in racing to getting hired by one of the best teams, but best drivers, best sponsors, and having the opportunity to spot for Jimmie Johnson and win the Daytona 500. And obviously that year went pretty well. We had an Indy win and a championship, and those were three things that I had never done before. So, hey, the trifecta was nice for me on that.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to start. How'd you originally get connected with Jimmie?
I had spotted for a long time for Rusty Wallace, and I was over at Penske and Rusty Wallace. And when Rusty retired, I was probably, I didn't have a position at that time, and I was going to go look for something else. And all of a sudden, this fell in my lap, and I was very humbled and honored. And it's been a great experience and a really good run.
Yeah, it's been a great ride, as you mentioned. A lot of great things that you've done with Jimmie Johnson yourself. Jimmie is described as one of the most competitive, fiery drivers out there when it comes to his passion to compete. And I know you have to have an important relationship with him, being his eyes in the sky. How can you describe kind of Jimmie Johnson's fire and passion to win and compete?
I think there's not anybody out there that outworks him or is as any more passionate, or he's at the highest level of everything that he does, whether that is his competition, his drive, his hunger, his passion for the sport, his he definitely he explains. He's happy to share all that with people also. So to be his spotter and to be some eyes and some communication with him is definitely very, very it's very nice. It's rewarding. It's I'm honored to do it. It's been a fun ride. It's been a fun time to watch him, pass for the lead on the outside and win championships, and yet that guy is like one of the greatest of all times. He's obviously with some of the greatest people in the history books, and will go down in the Hall of Fame as one of the greatest drivers ever. And to have him as humble as he is, and for him to be as still as passionate and regarded as such a great guy in the garage, in the bus lot, out to dinner, cordial with people, and he's just really he's just been keeping it real.
Absolutely, kept it real. You've seen all these moments, probably from the best view that anybody else can have, right up on top of the spotter stand, and just to be able to be a part of those races, I can imagine has to be incredible. I know this is going to be tough, but is there one specific race that you look back at from being on top of that spotter stand and is like, wow, like what a victory that was, or what a moment that was?
Yeah, I think there's yes, I have to, for myself, the best experience was my first race with him.
Mm.
Was seeing him win the Daytona 500. That was fabulous. So that was probably, that'll always go down in for me for my favorite win, my favorite race. But seeing some of the things that he's done, Indy with the tire issues and having 10 flat tires or however many he had, and the fender being blown off, and then him just managing the situation there and still win. And the time that you come into victory lane and you both know that he did a fabulous job and he thought you did a good job, and the emotion that he the hug or the wink or the point at or something like that, that guy knows how to make you feel like he knows how to make you feel good, and he knows how to reward you in a special way.
We talked yesterday. You want to know what we were going to talk about? I'm like, well, we're going to talk about you, talk about your experience with Jimmie, maybe have some good stories. So you said you'd think of some good stories. Is there a funny memory that you can remember with Jimmie Johnson that sticks out in your mind?
I don't. I was trying to think of some stuff, and just I don't know about funny stories, but just the guy being himself and how he's treated us at. He's won 7 championships. Man, I'll tell you what, just it doesn't matter how famous he is or what he has or what he's got to do. He always makes time if you need something and answers the telephone or returns a message. So, funny stories. There's, I don't have anything, man. Those days are way, way past, those days are not, we had a different relationship too, things have changed a lot during racing. So everything is business. We have, large sponsors and expectations, and, there's really not, room for a lot of horseplay or anything like that. So I think that his being humble and how he treats us is probably the best thing that I can say about him.
Absolutely, 100%. During the season, it's so, just like you mentioned, business and chasing that checkered flag. But then after the season's done, you can loosen up a little bit. I was looking at some of the just old Jimmie Johnson memories, and I saw, I think it was 2013 in Vegas. You guys recreated scenes from The Hangover. So whose idea was that to do that?
Well, it's all his. He's the creative.
Really?
He's the creative guy behind most of everything. So, yes, it was really funny. There's a popular movie coming out, and I guess I look like the guy that had to take care of the kids. So, baby in the beard, and it was a lot of fun. You saw he was really into it. I think my favorite picture is the elevator picture. So
Yeah.
it was with myself and Kyle and Jimmie doing that, and I saw that picture, and that's it. You bring that up and it's like, yeah, well, that was probably a great moment, a funny moment, and something that, he was just like trying to give people props and say, oh, this is what really happens in a movie. Watch this video and do this. And I thought that was he was a real guy, coming out.
So wait, he was like directing everybody?
He was, that's what he does.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you get the props from? Because I saw
But he has people to get props, man. He's got people.
He doesn't do it himself.
No, you can find anything in Vegas.
Yes, exactly that. I want to finish off on this. I spoke to Amy Stock, who's worked with Jimmie for so long and connected me to you today. And she said she's not really sure what Sunday's going to be like and that checkered flag. And I'm sure it's crossed your mind as to what that might feel like. But do you have an idea of what that checkered flag will be, what race day will feel like for you?
I think that it'll be exciting, and I think that there'll be tears, and I think that we'll have moments prior to the race that are all of that, and then I think that the race is going to go as it's supposed to. We're going to work. We're not going to worry about it. We're not even going to think about retirement, or this is the last race of the season, or his last race that he's going to be in a Cup car in the 48. Or it's not going to be, we're not going to think about any of that. But after the race is over with, I feel like that I will, I'll have to get back to you and see if I changed my emotion. But I think that I'm going to be, I think I'm going to be sad. I'm going to, the checker flag, that's the it. There's an end. So you're going to be sad for yourself, I think. I will be sad for myself. I'll miss all this. I'll miss the 48. I'll miss the Jimmie Johnson, the everything about that. But after you quit thinking about yourself, it should be a very, very happy moment for him. And you can only look back at all the accomplishments and all the things that you've done, and the experience that you've had, and how many wins and championships and trips to New York and trips to Las Vegas, and man alive, just a huge part of your life. And
Yeah.
I think that after you're sad, you're gonna smile, and you're gonna hopefully he rides off in the sunset and does all the things that he says he wants to do, and he has a lot more to accomplish. So I would be sad at the beginning and probably tears, but man, would have never missed this for the ride that we've had.
Absolutely. And what a ride it has been. Earl, I appreciate you taking the time to talk about your career and Jimmie Johnson's career. It's going to be a great tribute, hopefully, this Sunday, and I appreciate you taking the time.